Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video, as you can see, we have our trustworthy, reliable, independent 135, and we have our roller, and we're going to be rolling our silage fields, the same fields that the brother sprayed the rushes on with our old contractor's 5130, the Maxim, and his sprayer. So this is how the rushes are getting on so far. I probably shouldn't be touching them because they've only been a week sprayed, but anyways. There's a small picking of grass, even though there's no fertilizer being sprayed on it. Now you might be wondering, why am I going rolling the field if there's no fertilizer spread on it? So for old viewers and subscribers on the channel, you may know from older videos that we share this roller with another farmer. It was joint bought by my father and by my father's brother-in-law. So they came together and they split 50-50 and bought the roller between them. So they do share the roller. It goes from our farm to his farm to our farm, sort of back and forth, which is a bit of a nuisance at times, but it is what it is. We got roller for basically half the price, so you cannot complain about that. So last year, my uncle, my father's brother-in-law, whatever you want to call it, he brought the roller last year, and he had it for a while, and then it sort of went past rolling our fields. So for all of last year, we didn't roll any of our fields. So that was 2023. We did roll our fields in 2022, but for now, this year, 2024, we have it back. He has his fields rolled, and we are now rolling our one. So this is full of water. We filled it the same way the brother filled the sprayer when he was spraying, by that water pipe there, that black water pipe there, which is connected to the drinkers, and obviously the bullocks are in that field there, but that will be for another video. So yeah, anyways, the tin is full. Now there is grease nipples on it here, and me and the old man came and we greased them, but it took a small bit of it. This side didn't take any, that side took a small bit. So as an alternative, we use basically, this is burnt oil from servicing motorbikes, tractors, cars, whatever. And what we do is we pour a bit of the oil on top here, drive the tractor forward a small bit, pour more down until there's oil the whole way around it. And it's the same the far side as well. So yeah, that's full of water. We have our 135, 45 horsepower to roll it. So yeah, I'm faced in the wrong direction because that's the steepest hill up there. So I want to be going that way and around and around and around. There is a hill the far side there, but it's not as steep as this hill here. So I want to be coming down that hill over there, which you'll see later on in the video. I'll point it out to you as well later on in the video. So yeah, I think we'll oil up the roller, and I'll get a few rings done, and then I'll update you again. Also, that corner just there is probably the softest corner in the field where I'm going to be rolling, so as well as the far corner over there. So we need to be careful at that corner and over at that far corner. And I'm also going to take off my hoodie when I finish this clip because I'm getting warm. But also, this field is sort of suitable for rolling now because as I'm recording this video, it rained yesterday as I'm recording this video, so you mightn't be able, but my boots are wet. So yeah, as I'm recording this video, it rained all day yesterday, so the field should be well suitable for rolling. The ground won't be hopefully too soft, but it'll be soft enough to roll. So anyways, enough chit chat, let's get this roller oiled up and let's get rolling. Okay, so I swung around. We are going to go up that way and around, and then we'll be going down the very steep hill. So we'll go to second gear. And about that much revs. And there we go, we are moving. Rolling 2024 has begun. So, the first ring of the field, which is the outside, is usually the worst because you have all the trees and branches that want to slap you in the face. And some of them are wet, so there is that. And it's also a little bit bumpy, as you would expect. And I'm going a bit too far. That's where I should have turned. Yeah, I might just put the camera down and do a couple of rings just to know the outline of the field, because I wasn't supposed to go in where those rushes were. I was supposed to keep out where the small rushes were, because we won't be going in there with a baler or a mower. So, but the reason we do roll our silage fields is because last year when we baled it, we let the cattle in on the aftergrass. So obviously they left their hoof marks in the field, and when it comes to mowing and baling the field, we want to take away any humps and bumps and rocks in the field, so it doesn't do any damage to the mower or the baler. So I'll put the camera down. I'll put the camera down and I'll update you when I have a few rings done. Alright, so I done, I think four rings, so I'm well out of the way of the bushes and stuff, which is nice. But we're in our silage field, our biggest field we own, and it's 10 acres. So we're going to be here quite a while. But we are rolling away nicely. It's quite hard to hold the camera steady while rolling in a bumpy field and one hand on the wheel in a non-power steering tractor. It's not that easy, but... And also, I don't like the look of that sky. It was sunny with very less clouds in the sky when I started, but it's sort of building up now. So, you know, hopefully it doesn't rain. Touch wood! Where did that come from? I always carry a bit of wood with me for good luck. I know, we used that bit of timber to level up the roller when we were hitching it onto the tractor, because it was a bit low compared to the hitch on the tractor, or the drawbar I should say. So that's why the piece of timber is there. I'm not weird or anything. But you can see the rushes here. This side of the corner of the field is probably the worst. In there is probably a lost cause altogether. But yeah. So this is what I'm going to be at for a couple of hours today, is driving around and around in circles in a field rolling, which some people might think is boring. I find it kind of therapeutic in a way. So, you know, I don't find it too bad, and a couple of more rushes there as well. They're starting to get a bit brown or goldy in colour after the spraying, but they're just not there yet. But they'll get there. We'll kill them off before silage, which is what we want. This here is another bad corner in the field with rushes, as you can see. Yeah, quite bad. So this is the less steep side of the hill. Once we go over the brow of the hill, that's the steepest side, which you'll be able to see now in a minute. But you can hear in the revs of the tractor that it's starting to fall down a small bit when we go up the hill. And once we go down the other side, it sort of speeds up a small bit, so we have to be very, very careful. Very careful. And this is the steep side of the hill here. The camera probably won't do it justice, but it is steeper than the side we came up on. Oh yes, we're picking up speed now. Slow down, Tommy! And we've dropped back down to the 1300. Yeah, I'm sorry for the very shaky, bouncy footage, but I'll put the camera down somewhere and hopefully get better ones at some point. But we do have a lot of the left of the field to go. Anyways, I'm going to put the camera down for a while, do a couple of more rings, and I'll set up the camera somewhere and get some footage of the rolling. So yeah. We'll see you in a while. Right, so we're getting a lot of it rolled, slowly but surely. We're getting it done. But yeah, it goes to show you don't need a big, extravagant, fancy four-wheel drive tractor. Your little reliable 135 two-wheel drive tractor can do the job just as good. And especially when it comes with rolling, sure, like, you don't need a big four-wheel drive tractor for rolling, do you? It's a bit overkill. And our 135, absolutely perfect for the job. But you get a lot of people comfort this and comfort that you get in the newer tractors with air suspension seats and all that. But the seats in the older tractors, the two-wheel drive tractors, you know, are comfortable as well. I guess if you've been driving the likes of two-wheel drive tractors like the 135 or an International 674, you get used to what they're like to operate and stuff. But if you should be driving, you know, the bigger four-wheel drive newer tractors with all the technology and comfort and all that sort of stuff, you might get used to that. And then if you come to drive something like this, like it's a big step down in that way. But you know, I'm a man of the good, reliable, and the simplicity of the older tractors, like the 135 here. All you need is a couple of spanners and you can fix it, no bother. If anything went wrong, you could fix it there and then in the field. When it comes to the newer ones, with all the technology and the computers in them, so you might have to bring them to your local dealership then to get it fixed, and they'll charge you an arm and a leg. So when you look at it that way as well. But again, I just love this little 135 of ours. It's a good dandy little tractor. Now, I'm not saying that two-wheel drive tractors are better than the newer four-wheel drive tractors. I'm not saying that by any means. But the smaller two-wheel drive tractors, you know, still have their jobs, they still have their purpose. But obviously, it would be nice to have a four-wheel drive tractor of our own, like I said many a time. It'd be handy to have in some situations. So, but this field, you know, with all the rushes that has been growing on it, And if you watch my spraying video where we sprayed this field, usually now every sort of late spring, early summer, we do spot spray for docks, because that's the only sort of weeds that would be growing on it. But this year, rushes started to grow sort of in places. Now I'm not saying rushes never grew on this field, they have, but not as much as they are in the spray now, and not sort of up on the top of the hill, sort of going off course. But you know, they're starting to make themselves quite plentiful and known. So there was a word, the old man himself says that we might have to plough this field up one year at some point and just reseed it, start from scratch, plough it up and reseed it. And we've ploughed this field up before. A couple of years ago, well, more than 10 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago, I can't remember, but he told me it was ploughed before. Our old contractor ploughed it, so you know, it's due another bit of ploughing and reseeding just to start it from scratch and get some new fresh young grass here as well, and to get rid of all the rushes. But we have ploughs of our own. We have an original Ferguson 2-furrow plough, and we have an original David Brown 2-furrow plough. But ploughing with a 2-furrow plough in a 10-acre field could become quite a lengthy process. While our old contractor, I can't remember, was it 3-furrow or a 4-furrow plough that he has. But I've seen our old contractor's plough before. I just can't remember how many furrows it is. But you know, if you got the two furrow ploughs that we have going in the field, that's 4 furrows in total. So you know, that wouldn't be bad going either. But I'm just going to plough on now and try and get more of this rolling done, because it's also a fairly lengthy process. But yeah, we'll get this rolling done. So I stopped real quick to put on my hoodie because I started feeling something I didn't like. Raindrops. And looking at that sky over there, that is looking quite scary. I just hope that the rain stays off until I get this rolling done. Otherwise I'm going to have to go back home and get the International 674 and just use the International to finish it off. Which wouldn't be the end of the world, but I'd have to put a drawbar on the International like the one we have on this yoke currently. I stop. You can see we have a drawbar on it. Now the drawbar that's on this yoke that I'm after showing you there, there was a ball hitch on it first. So there's a wind blowing in my face. There was a ball hitch on it first, just bolted onto it, so we had to take that off so we could put a pin in it for the roller. We have a similar situation for the one for the International, as in there's a ball hitch on it, so I'd have to take the ball hitch off that and then put that onto the International if it starts raining. But the drawbar we have for the International is a way that you can just slip it onto the pickup hitch that's on the International, so it's not like a big procedure. It's quite handy enough just to change it over. But you know, the 135 is the rolling tractor on this farm. It's the tractor we use for rolling every year. But if I have to go to the International if it starts raining to finish off this field, I'll just have to do that. But I don't like the looks of them clouds. Those clouds are holding a lot of water, and I hope that water doesn't decide to release itself until I'm finished. But anyways, we'll crack on for as long as we possibly can, and if it does start raining, we'll just have to swap tractors. And another 10-15 minutes I'd have the field done, and it's getting quite heavy, so I don't know what I'll do. Ah, that's a pain. That is a right pain. I did not have a lot left to do. And I'm still going. People on the road are probably thinking that stupid buck there is rolling in the rain in a cabless tractor, but anyways, I might see can I do a small bit more before I pack it up. Try and get it finished. And I know that's stupid, but I'm just pissed off now. It just couldn't hold, the rain just couldn't hold off for any longer. Anyways, alright, so I finished the field. It only took 10 minutes. But I'm fairly wet, so it's going to be a fairly quick outro. I'm going to drop the roller just here, and I'm going to be on my merry way back to the yard. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my merch, link in the description, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Take care. Woo!